Hey there guys, this is Robin Hood, and today I'm going to be bringing you a 1 versus 1 battle replay in Total War Rome 2. This battle is going to be me playing as Galatia versus, however you say this guy's name, CLDA Silva or whatever, who will be playing as Rome. And this is fought near Medlan, and the map is rather flat. It's basically almost a grassy flatland style map. Not very much going on, not much to it. There's a few patches of trees, and behind my deployment there is a few more trees, but you can see the armies here. Rome coming with a very large amount of legionaries. And I believe they had 9 total, it looks like, and it's going to be an interesting battle here. But we will take a look at the battle map now. So you can see I have deployed with 3 Celtic tribesmen up front. These guys are a very weak spear unit, just to try and deter any frontal charges, also block any, charge bonuses and stuff. They're basically throwaway units. And then I've got 4 Celtic skirmishers, javelin men here, followed by 4 Galatian legionaries and 3 naked swords. And the reason I have my naked swords deployed behind my Galatian legionaries is I'm gonna try and swing them, since they are a very quick unit but not very heavily armored. My goal is to try to swing them around a flank and get behind the Roman infantry. And for my cavalry, I have got 3 noble horse and this mercenary Cappadocian cavalry here. These guys looking rather nice riding behind my lines. You can see the Roman soldiers off in the distance. And I am withdrawing just a little bit to try to stay out of range of these 3 auxiliary Balearic slingers. So that is the skirmishing contingent of the Roman army, followed by 9 of these legionary units. And these are tough sword units. They're not the best Roman swords, obviously, but against my barbarian troops in a straight out fight, especially against the naked swords, if I don't get the charge, if it's just a head-on fight, these guys will come out on top, and he has more infantry than me. Now, my advantage comes from the fact that he has 4 of these auxiliary cavalry, and these guys are very much outmatched by my noble horse and even this mercenary Cappadocian cavalry. And then he's got his general's bodyguard. So how I'm going to approach this is I am moving forward my Celtic tribesmen and Celtic skirmishers up front. Gonna try to get these Celtic skirmishers in range to start doing some damage, and then I'm gonna end up trying to swing my naked swords around the right flank. Now that's the really only mistake that I make. I should have tried to swing around the left, because as you'll notice, on this right flank, he's got his cavalry right at the edge of his line, and in order to negate them, I'm going to have to charge in my cavalry. That means these guys have to run out farther around the fight. On the left here, the cavalry engagement's going to be far away from the infantry line, and I could have very quickly wrapped around with these naked swords and done a bit more damage. You can see the initial volleys here from my Celtic tribesmen. Although these guys are not going to do all that much damage, firing into the front of these heavy Roman infantry, getting a kill or 2 here or there. But we are whittling down some armor points and some health on these units, so that will help in the infantry fight. For now, the Roman soldiers are just going to take it. Over here, there's a cavalry engagement going on. My noble horse and mercenary cavalry versus these auxiliary cavalry. And on the right flank, I have done the same thing, charging in both of my noble horse units, and these guys are going to do very well against these auxiliary cavalry. So now, this is brilliant for me. I am getting off a good charge on the flanks of these Roman units with my Galatian legionaries as they charge in, although here I am in turn getting charged on the flank. The overall problem I've got my Celtic tribesmen here just to stall. I've got one Galatian legionary lining up to try to hold off these Roman troops. I have to break through one of these flanks before he can get all of his troops in. And right here, this is dangerous. One of these legionary cohorts slipping through and behind my men, although they are taking heavy fire from my Celtic tribesmen now. And they are actually going to get a rear charge, but they are very worn down, and I am actually starting, just from getting a good charge, to break through these legionary cohort in the middle. And you can see this was the problem I was talking about, my naked swords having to run far out around on the right flank to get around this. Had I moved on the left, there would have been plenty of room. Back here, my Celtic tribesmen are actually out of ammo, and they are charging in now. They are not going to stand a chance against a legionary cohort, but all I need them to do is hold for just a second. Same with these Celtic tribesmen coming in, because you can see now on the right flank I have started breaking through, and the last of these Roman units over here are starting to get mauled by my units. These guys going to start fleeing the field of battle, getting stabbed there. Meanwhile, my cavalry's running around in the back. And over here, this cavalry fight is just now wrapping up. These auxiliary cavalry finally routing. That was a much tougher fight on this far out flank for some reason. Maybe, perhaps because no infantry support. But now over here, you can see these Celtic tribesmen just now giving way. And I have wrapped my units all around. I have got legionary units coming in from every angle, and my cavalry is off in the backfield trying to finish off these Balearic slingers. And we'll watch as these Galatian legionaries charge into the rear of the Roman legions. He's going to turn around and try to negate that charge some, and he manages it a little bit, but these guys are still surrounded. You can see all of them duking it out here. One of my guys getting flipped over there. These Roman sword units are very sturdy, and you can see what they've done here is they've actually managed to push my men back a little bit and create a little bit of a gap here, but my cavalry is going to wedge itself in here, and these Roman units are going to start giving in very quickly. Plus I've got naked swords lining up to reinforce this fight, so the Romans here very much surrounded, not that much they can do, and they are going to be taken down. And so that is going to be that. Hopefully you all enjoyed that battle. I killed 1,144 and lost 792. My opponent killed 777 of my men and lost 1,148. So, good game to my opponent. There's a few things I could have done better to hopefully, you know, have won that even more quickly. What my opponent should have done is he made a mistake where he started shuffling his troops right as I was charging in. That gave me very good charges and allowed my men to actually break through quickly just from the front without the rear charges. Had he used his numbers and quickly wrapped in and around my infantry, he might have been able to do enough damage before I won the cavalry battles that he could have pulled out a victory there. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all next time with more. This is Robin Hood, signing off.